Excellent.
Hey, what's up, folks? Welcome back to another 3D Hangouts. My name is Noel Ruiz. I'm a designer here at Adafruit, and joining me every week is my brother Pedro. Hello.
Good morning, everybody. I'm TRRS Creative Tech here at Adafruit, and every week we're here to share 3D printing projects featuring electronics from Adafruit.
That's right. This is the show where we combine 3D printing and DIY electronics to make inspirational projects. Hello, everybody. We are hanging out in the Discord chat room. If you'd like to join us throughout the show, you can hit us up on the Adafruit Discord. We're hanging out in the live broadcast chat channel, and the invite URL to get invited is discord.gg/Adafruit. Hello, everybody. It is episode 444. It is June 12th, 2024. We got a fun new project this week. We have some prototypes. We have a shop talk segment, and of course, Timelapse Tuesday, followed by Community Makes.
Awesome.
We'll get started here. We got a couple things to cover, so let's just jump right into Adafruit.com/free. We got free deals going on while supplies last. If you spend a certain amount of money with Adafruit, you'll get some free stuff. So let's start off with orders that are $99 or more. You're going to get a free PCB coaster with a golden Adafruit logo. If your order is $149 or more, you'll get the PCB coaster plus an Adafruit KB20. That's that lovely dev board featuring the RP2040 chip. If your order is $199 or more, you get the Adafruit KB2040, the PCB coaster, and UPS ground shipping. That's continental US only. And for a whopping $299, you'll get all of that plus a Circuit Playground Express. Adafruit.com/free for the details. On top of that, we have a 10% discount code this week. It's Soundbox, and it's good for the next 24 hours. Again, that'll give you 10% off your total order. And we just plowed right through that so we can get started on this week's project. New video, new learn guide, STLs, step files, code on GitHub. Let me take a look here. All right. This is the project this week. I'm going to try to make it bigger. Let's make that one bigger. All right. This is my overhead. Excellent. This is the project. It's a giant box with a button on it. You press the button, and it tells you what the color is of the NeoPixel. There's a NeoPixel LED strip that's embedded inside the button. Normally, this is a white LED, but we took that out, and we put in a NeoPixel strip. And we thought it'd be fun to remake our past project all the way back from 2018. Can you believe that's 6 years ago now? 6 years ago? That's crazy. It was way more convoluted. You needed a circuit playground. You needed extra breakout boards. This is all in one using, of course, our favorite PropMaker Feather RP2040. This thing is awesome for all the projects. It's got everything built in. It's got STEM QT. It's got screw block terminals. It's got built-in accelerometer, built-in audio amplifier. It makes these projects like this so much easier, and that's why we decided that let's go ahead and remake this project. So when I shake it, it plays a different set of sound effects, and it's got a rainbow. When you shake it, you can change the sensitivity of the accelerometer easily in the CircuitPython code if you find that it's too sensitive or not sensitive enough. And every time you press the button, you'll get a different randomly played audio file and color. So I thought this would be a good kind of young maker child toy to kind of promote early learning. So colors is what we're doing here. So every time you press the button, you get a different color, and you get a different audio sound effect with that color. What's cool about the CircuitPython code is you can associate the name of the color with the sound effect, and it'll play that sound effect and that color that you associate it with. Yellow. So we got a couple of primary colors. Red. And that is actually my voice. So that's cool that you can record your own voice if you want to do that, or you could use our stock samples that are included with the GitHub repo. Blue green. Yeah, so I thought it'd be a fun thing to do to use my own voice, because previously I was just using some random sound effect, kind of those sci-fi laser blaster sound effects. But I thought, hey, why don't I put some colors and say them out loud and make it a little bit more of an educational thing. Orange, yellow, That's pretty much what it does. It's pretty simple. It's a lot more, the features are a lot more intuitive than the previous project. I think we only had one sound effect and one like color. The 3D printed case is a lot more detailed. It's got these print in place handles that are fun to hold on to. I designed the top to have like these interesting details, and it's easy to open. So you can see here that we're using quick connects. There's these easily plug and play connectors for the button. And then here you can see we have the PropMaker Feather that's secured there with screws. Everything is attached to the screw block terminal with just tightening them down. The speaker is a nice self-enclosed 3-watt speaker, and it's gets secured to its own mount, and it's got this fun little speaker grill on the outside there. And then for the battery, Lamar thought it'd be nice to not use one of those soft LiPo batteries. Instead, we have a AA battery holder, and I came up with this interesting little clip that secures it down so it won't shake around. And then the only other thing is a little slide switch that's at the bottom there. That's how you turn the whole thing on and off. So there you can see the slide switch. I added some rubber feet, of course, because you don't want to scratch up your nice table with those screws. But yeah, it's very modular. If you wanted to put a different dev board in, maybe an IoT dev board that's feather sized, you can secure that to the built-in standoffs. Very little soldering was involved. All I had to do was solder up the slide switch to the ground and enable pins on the feather, but everything else just disconnects. So it's super modular. It's very repairable. If you want to go in there and change something out, it's easy peasy. This arcade button is really nice because it has one of these things. You can pop that out. It's super easy. I ended up designing a special 3D printed plate to allow this NeoPixel cable to come out. Otherwise, this button has like quite a few pieces in the Learn Guide to show you exactly how to disassemble it and embed the NeoPixel strip in there. I was like, why isn't it working? Oh yeah, I forgot to put it back in there. So it's super duper modular, snap fits. It's ready to be repaired, ready to use. I'm already seeing some cool ideas in the YouTube comments. Somebody said, well, you could make it into like an 8-ball where you would ask a question and it would give you a yes or no, whatever kind of 8-ball thing. And because it's NeoPixel, you can do rainbows and all sorts of different animations if you like. It kind of looks like a Siri HomePod thing. Doesn't it?
Say,
Yeah, I added these in. I think I might do a PR to the code because right now it's just kind of like a static rainbow, but I was able to use the while audio playing function in CircuitPython to make it play. And then you can do this kind of like this wipe. And you can change that out if you like, but we'll go over that in the Learn Guide. But yeah, I got these fun little details on the outside. It's a fairly long print because it's so big. It's pretty large. But it's still under 150 millimeters cubed, so it should fit on most 3D printers. That's the demo. That's the features. Why don't we go ahead and jump into the Learn Guide or jump into, what do I call it? The Discord, see if anyone has any questions yet. Good morning, Jim Hendrickson. We got Duwester hanging out. Squid.jpg as well. Pedro just posted a link to the Learn Guide, which was published yesterday evening. So let's just go ahead and jump into it. Here's the Learn Guide. The homepage is going to walk you through what the project does. And then here are some parts. We got everything in stock except the NeoPixel strip. This is the high density side lit NeoPixel strip. And what that means is it has the LEDs pointing up on the side of it, like in this photo. And that's what really made this project effect really nice, is because you have those pixels are just shooting out instead of like shooting out like to the wall side. So there's a special type of LED that is side lit. You can see here, they're really kind of thin and you can still cut them. So you take this, you want to purchase the reel and then cut it down to size. In the Learn Guide, we tell you exactly what the size is. And you want to take it out of the sheathing, but we'll go over that. What I was going to say, you can buy it on DigiKey if they have it in stock, or you could get, I don't see it here, but we have another, you know what? It's not in the product guide. So just type in side light NeoPixel and then you'll get another range. This is what we do have in stock. We have a medium density and a low density that are in stock. Here's the medium density. I just use the high density because I just want the most pixels I can, but this one should work just as well, just with less pixels. And it's in stock. You'll want to purchase the whole reel. You get 90 pixels per meter. I think the whole meter is $27. But it's your choice. You can pick whatever, as long as it's like the mini skinny style width of the NeoPixel, it should fit inside the button. So yeah, just a quick little side note there. The speaker comes already kind of pre-tinned for the wire, so you can easily connect it. Battery holder easily plugs directly into the Feather. Some other odd bits and ends, the slide switch, these quick connect wires. This is a pack of 10, so you just need one pack. And these are designed to work with these style of micro switches. Silicone ribbon cable and a spudger tool. I love a spudger tool. It just helps you pry open some things, especially with this arcade button. You're going to want to use your prying tool to pop open the dome that is tied to the arcade button. And the arcade button's in stock. I recommend the white one because the other colors are pretty much stuck to that color. You can see here we have red, green, and blue, but those are like actually that color. The white one is nice because it'll allow all of the pixels to shine whatever color. Alrighty, that is pretty much the parts. Some hardware, you're going to want some screws. I broke them down to each component. So like the case needs this many screws, so on and so forth. But yeah, hopefully you have, a handful of them. M2, 5, and M3 are the main screws sizes. Or the screw, sizes. Let's jump into the circuit diagram. Pretty simple. We got a NeoPixel strip, the speaker, and the button all get tied down to the appropriate pins on the screw block terminal. And then we got a double A battery pack that has 3 AA's. Again, Lamar thought that it'd be better to use AA packs because they're more friendly for kids. They're not going to explode on you like some of the soft lipos. So that's great. Slide switch goes into enable and ground. We use Fritzing open source software, and you can download Fritzing and our Fritzing parts if you want to build your own. We got links to that all here. Onto the CAD files. We got all the parts are ready to print as is. They're already oriented. There's STLs. There's a step file of the original design if you want to update it. And we also have the Fusion 360, which has the sketches and the timeline if you want to update any of the dimensions. And you'll want it's even smaller. It's 116 by 116 by 82 millimeters for the biggest part, which is the case. So if you have a printer that's a little bit smaller, it should fit, I think. But that's there for you to figure out. Everything prints without support materials. Pick your own colors. And then we have a 3D models of the arcade buttons. The PropMaker Feather RP2040 is all up on our GitHub repo as well. And that's pretty much it for the CAD stuff. Nothing super fancy. Pick your own colors. Like I said, PLA is what I recommend because it's the easiest to print with, and it's that's been what's tested. So all the tolerances should fit. Install CircuitPython on your PropMaker RP2040. This page walks you through that. Pretty straightforward. And down into the code, shout out to Liz Clark for putting this together for me. She does all of our code for our projects. She does a great job of breaking down the codes. Here is an array of colors, so you can update your own colors if you want. Here's the function for opening the WAV files. So we have 2 sets of WAV files, one that's has the colors and one that has the shake prefix in the file name. If it has the shake prefix in the file name, it'll play when it's been shaked, and if it has a color that's in this array here, it'll play that color. Just initiating the audio amplifier, defining how to open the WAV file, and then the accelerometer stuff is here too. So if you want to change the threshold, I believe it's somewhere down here, shake _ threshold. That's the sensitivity. If you want it more sensitive, give it some more values. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And then you can kind of change up if you want. There's the rainbow code. We're using the color wheel function from the Rainbow IO library. And I recommend doing download project bundle. Click that button and it'll grab these libraries here, mainly the accelerometer library, the NeoPixel library, and I think the keypad is built in. But other way, it'll download the sound effects as well, so you won't have to worry about finding them. And then here's a screenshot of what the your Circuit Pi drive looks like once you have it installed. And then she just breaks down how the code works. So you can change the amount of pixels here, the brightness if you want to do that, like the overall brightness, the pins if you want to use a different dev board. The dictionary of colors is listed, so you can change those up as well. This is just talking about the function for sorting the audio. The loop is pretty easy, and then if you want to shake it, that's the code for the shake for the shake functionality. And that's pretty much it. It's pretty simple. It's all CircuitPython. Really easy to customize. Wiring. You just want to wire up the NeoPixel strip down here and the slide switch. Really big thing here. Big warning. If you do use a LiPo battery, by default you have the LiPo charging, but because we're using alkaline batteries, AA batteries, you'll want to cut the trace on this here thing on the back of the board. You'll see labeled LiPo chig. It means light-poly battery charging. You want to cut that. I use the hobby knife or an X-Acto knife, and you want to make sure you cut that all the way through, because if you plug in USB-C and you have alkaline batteries, they're not gonna, I don't want to say they explode, but they're just not recommended. So we definitely recommend to cut that trace if you're using the AA batteries.
Reminder here that you can use the flush snips to actually cut that a lot easier.
That's probably a lot easier.
Easier.
Yeah, I still use the X-Acto knife.
My fingers.
Be very careful. Yeah, be very careful cutting that. But that is something that is definitely needs to be called out. And then we even say here, be careful using hobby knife. Use gloves. Older person should do this for younger makers. Yes. After that, NeoPixel strip. Kind of reduced it a little bit here, but you'll want to, remove it from the reel. Remove the stock cable with flush cutters. You want to desolder those cables and add your own cable, because this ribbon cable keeps your wow.
That was yesterday for me.
Yeah. Let me mute for 1 second. I'll be right back.
There is one thing that I wanted to mention, if I could focus on this. When you're cutting your NeoPixel strip, you want to make sure that you have it into a section that isn't connected, because the NeoPixel strip, they do actually solder pieces together to complete like a meter. So you want to make sure that you are not using one where they're combining two strips together. Otherwise, it's not going to fit inside of the diffuser. So just take note of that. If you do run into that, just make sure that you get up into a portion of the strip that does not include a portion where it's soldered together, because just this little bit of solder is going to not allow it to insert into the little channel that the diffuser has. So just take note of that right there.
That couldn't be timed any better. I'm an apartment, and we have inspections going on right now, so the fire alarms went off. There is no fire in the building as far as I'm concerned. It's just they do this annually, twice a year, to make sure that all the alarms are working.
I think they're all
for folks.
All the alarms are in cahoots, because that happened to me yesterday.
That happened to me.
Like, but I'm done. I'm like, I'm gonna take a nap, and then meep, meep.
Yeah, but that was really loud, and it just kept firing off. And well, it works. It's right there, actually. So if you heard it, I apologize, but what can you do? I wanted to do the show today. Yeah, they also changed their filter. But anyway, good notes, Pedro. Always good to have you there.
I'm trying to insert it. I'm like, no, what's going on? What did I solder wrong?
Yeah, you put it on backwards.
Just that tiny little bit, because of the way that they have to blob the solder on. Oh, no. Where am I?
Yeah.
You know what it looks like.
Yep, I do.
Just that tiny little blob there.
Yeah, but in any manner, in the front of the strip, let me make it bigger. You can see that the There's a 5-volt. There's a DN. You want to make sure you use DN, like you said, and the ground.
Take note too which way is the in, because on this strip, for whatever reason, it's backwards to what you may be used to on a NeoPixel strip. Because usually, like, it would be the other way around on other NeoPixel strips, where it's the way that you read would be like from down to up. This is backwards.
That's funny.
So just take note of that. I don't know why they didn't add a freaking arrow to show you which way the data is flowing.
Well, they're very constrained with space, but
I don't know where you have your mouse there. It looks like they could add
you're right. You could add an arrow. Huh. Yeah, and some of the strips have labels on the back of the PCB.
Yeah, this one does not.
But it doesn't. So yeah, just take that note.
It's not turning on. That's what it is. It's wrong.
That's right. Yep. Otherwise, I have these 24 pixels is what I was able to. You can figure out the length of it with a different pixel strip just by having the button ready and just kind of wrapping it around and figuring out what the total length needs to be. But otherwise, you get your cable. I recommend an 8-inch long cable just to give you a little bit of extra slack. I really like using the flexible silicone ribbon cable because it's just a lot stirdier than your PVC stuff. It's not going to melt when you're soldering to it, and it's already bundled together, so you can just peel off the 3 connections that you need, and yeah, they're great to work with. Otherwise, you want to set up after that. You want to set up the quick connect cable. They come with these like JSXH or PH or something connectors that aren't compatible with the PropMaker Feather. So we want to just cut those and tin those wires. So that's pretty much what I did here. And I use a little piece of heat shrink to keep them bundled because they're pretty they're separated already from the pack. But yeah, those are going to be used for the button later on.
I would go ahead and get I think there's 3 different types of the quick connect cables. Just get all 3 of them because you use them later down the line. Some of the arcade buttons work with them, some don't. So you'll always have a pair that will work with them.
Right. And the differences in the 3 are just the sizes because some of the micro switches can get bigger and smaller. So, yep. So this page, I'm just going to run through it, but it basically walks you through disassembling the arcade button. It comes fully assembled. So you want to take out the micro switch. You want to take out the LED. It just pops out. You want to take out that panel. This panel, we're not using it because it doesn't have a hole to allow the NeoPixel cable to come out. So that's why I designed a special one. To take it out, to take the white housing from the black housing is a little tricky. I ended up using one of these brick separators from Lego. And that way you can push down, compress the spring, and then pinch those white prongs and then pull it out. It takes a couple tries. Pedro, did you find this difficult?
Yep, that was the trickiest part. And then the second most trickiest part was actually removing the little diffuser dome. That's coming
really?
Out.
Yeah.
I'm like scared that I'm gonna break the acrylic outer dome of it.
So, I feel you. What I ended up doing is I used the edge of the spudger tool. And then you kind of use it like a lever to get leverage.
I was scared to pop that little tab right there that you're
It's really strong. It feels like it's a HPD, high density plastic or whatever. It feels like it's pretty strong. So I was able to pop it off several times.
I didn't because I was terrified that I was going to break it. I only had one more of these. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, it kind of clicks in. So you really have to give it a lot of lever to pry it out. But otherwise, these little things on the side here are what you can use to kind of use as leverage. So they're pretty strong. So I'm confident that they're not going to break because I've done it several times with the same part. But anyway, once you get that open, this is what it looks like. These are all the pieces.
I know in the edit I do of the build, it's just like, oh.
All right. No, it is a lot of pieces. It's a complex mechanism, really. Yeah. It's got all these pieces working in conjunction, but you're pretty much reusing all of them except for this piece here, the black plate, but everything else gets reused. Let me close these. I have too many photos open. We'll get back in just a second. And we're back. All right. So once that's taken apart, we actually do have a little 3D printed holder for the NeoPixel strip. And this just makes it so that it stays in place. You don't need it, but I recommend using it. I think you can print it in any color. I printed it in white in case I need to just kind of blend in with the button. But otherwise, it's split down so that it allows the cable to fit in there. Let me see if I can get a bigger picture of it. You can see here that that split there allows the cable or the wires to kind of pass through, but otherwise it just kind of sits flush with this ring.
Sorry.
And then
What the heck did I do?
what?
I don't know what I clicked on.
Oh, well, I'm still showing the screen, so we're good.
I know it like moved the screen away.
Oh,
Okay,
I did. All right. Whoop. Other way. You fit it in there, and then that gets you get the cable and you thread it through the already made hole. So this white housing already has holes in there, which is really nice. I don't know if they designed it to do that, but it makes this installation a lot easier because there's already a hole. So you pretty much just fit that in and orient it so that the cable can pass through one of those two holes, not the center hole, but the one in the on the edge. And then you can put the you start putting it back together basically. So the cover has these little notches and a key, so you just snap those in, and you can pop back on the dome. It doesn't matter how you put the dome on, as long as just it clicks in. The cover does have these registers, so you just have to make sure that those line up. But otherwise, the plastic dome is easy to put back on. You just got to really press it in there when you hear a click. And then you can install it back into the black threaded button housing. There's a hole right there, so you just fit that through the hole. You get the spring in there, and then this is kind of a little bit tricky. I tried to get a good photo of me like compressing the spring so that I can pinch the prongs to fit into the thread of the button housing. So you just want to kind of reverse those disassembly steps. Otherwise, the prongs should align with those notches and lock in. And then there's these little, let me make that bigger. There's these little tabs here that keep the spring from popping out of the thread in the button housing. So just make sure that that all happens well. And you can use the spudger tool to kind of guide it or pop it back into place in these little tabs. But there you can see the cable just kind of pops out of there. Make sure that the cable isn't being kinked, but otherwise it should be okay. And now we can start installing it, panel mounting it to the top cover. We'll pass the wire through that 3D printed button plate, and that allows you to use the plastic hex nut that was included with the button to secure it to that top cover. Once that's in place, we can install the micro switch housing back into the bottom of the button housing, twist it into place with the counterclockwise, and then just make sure that you can actuate it. There's a little nub there, and the prong is actually what's actuating the little nub on the micro switch. And that's a pretty good photo there. So that is the button assembly. It's probably the trickiest part of the build. That's why it has its own dedicated page. But after that, we can start putting the rest of the things together, attach the handles to the case with these screws. I actually found that you only need 2 out of the 4 screws. Pedro, did you find it tricky to attach to these handles?
I had to use the angle bit.
Yeah.
To fit my drill in there.
Okay. Yeah. I have a short profile screwdriver, so that could help. Otherwise, just use the screw holes that are closer to the center as opposed to the ones that are right at the edge. And you only need 2. I found that you only need 2. I have 4.
I used all 4.
You used all 4?
Because the kids
might break it, yeah. Otherwise, yeah, they you want to use metal screws, of course, because they create the thread. So it keeps it so you don't need heat sets, and it's a lot easier, I think. And that's what I found to work. But you can use whatever method you want. The speaker grill just lines up on the inside of the case with these longer screws and hex nuts. The speaker mount uses 10 millimeter long M3 screws that get secured with some more hex nuts. And then the battery mount gets attached to the bottom cover with some more screws. And this battery mount is specifically designed to work with the AA battery pack. So if you got something else, you can tape it or zip tie it or something else. You can tie it somehow down or mount tack. I really wanted a secure fit, so I opted in to create a custom mount thing for the battery.
This is a good battery case because it has the
Right.
JC to plug right into the Feather.
Exactly that, and the AA batteries, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna attach the speaker mount to the bottom cover as well with some more screws. There should be enough clearance there to get your fingers in to secure it with those hex nuts. I like to reuse this switch holder because it's separate from the bottom plate. The bottom plate can take anywhere from 2 hours to 3 hours to fully print because it's kind of large. It's a pretty big flat piece, and that takes forever so in case, I like to separate my switches in case I need to change the switch out or the switch tolerance doesn't work. We tend to reuse this part here for any project that needs a switch. So that's nice. It just gets attached to the bottom cover there with the holes lined up and some hex nuts. Now we're getting back into the Feather. You want to attach get your cables ready to attach to the screw block terminal. So you got your NeoPixel, your button, and your speaker. So we just attach those. We start with the speaker. You can always flip the Feather so that you can see the pins on the bottom there. They actually have nice labels. So that's what I kept doing. So next we'll do the NeoPixel strip, the speaker. You want to share the ground connection with the speaker and the NeoPixel. And then once that's attached, then you can secure the Feather down to the built-in standoffs on the bottom cover with some M25 screws. So those get secured. Install the slide switch, pop in some fresh batteries, connect the battery to the battery port on the Feather, and then slide it into the little retainer for the battery. And then I have this clip thing that has like a locking kind of mechanism. Did you find this to be easy to attach?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. All right. Good. Yeah, it was the first time I kind of made something like that. Like I thought a little bit about it. Like, how do I make it so I don't use even more screws?
Yeah.
And having this little clip-on thing works pretty good.
Yeah, really.
And I got the tolerances down pretty good, I think.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now we can connect the quick connects to the two terminals on the micro switch of that arcade button. Before we install the top and the bottom to the case, we can test it out by using the slide switch. Make sure your battery's on. This is a good opportunity to test the circuit because you can still take it apart here. Let's say the NeoPixel strip isn't soldered correctly. Here's a good opportunity to test it out.
Mm-hmm.
You should have your code already loaded and CircuitPython installed on your Feather before you start assembly, because that's the order that we wrote the guide in. And then from there, you can just slip. You can put the top cover. You can fit it through the bottom of the case. There's enough room there. You just twist it at an angle, and it kind of fits through. And then just orient the USB C port on the Feather with the hole on the side of the case. Snap fit these things shut, and turn it on and off. Press the button. Step 3, profit.
Yeah, just reiterate the way that you fit it through. It does fit diagonally.
Yeah, diagonally. That's the word.
Yep, diagonally. It does fit in.
Yeah.
There.
Yep.
Yeah, I wired it all up, and I'm like, oh no.
Oh yeah, you're like, I can't fit it.
Oh wait, no, it fits. Ah,
Red.
All right, that is the learn guide. We ran through it. I think it's pretty thorough, but still concise. Got a nice comment here from Redo Strike. Really love the look of it. It's a conversations piece for sure if it's on your desk for visitors. Yeah. I wanted to make it a little bit more exciting because the last enclosure that we did is kind of plain and Jane.
Yeah,
there it is. Pedro's got it. Yeah.
You did have a little bit of extras that could be easily added to that one, like the TRRS, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was for AT switches.
AT switches, yeah.
Yeah.
Then,
I opted out for it because it's just yet another thing to wire up.
Remember what was up here?
That was actually a analog potentiometer that controlled the volume, which is okay. I just thought it was a little too much for something that's so simple. Like, why do you want volume control? I guess you could put volume control with a Stemma QT rotary encoder.
Oh god, here's how it used to have to go. Yeah,
it had remember, it was a circuit playground, so you had to create your own connection for breaking out the USB-C, the micro B connector.
Oh my
you
god.
had an amplifier that was separate that needed power ground, and It was so convoluted. I felt so good discontinuing that guide.
Separate amp. Oh,
Separate amp. This did not have an accelerometer. If it did have an accelerometer, another 4 wired connections. Well, actually, the Circuit Playground has accelerometer, but we didn't know how to write code that well. We meaning me and you. Like, I wrote the code for that. I just took some demo code, and it was like CircuitPython version 5 or something. And yeah, still snap fits, but very, very plain. So now we got a nice, cool chamfered edges, handles, different colors for the things. It's very modular.
Like how it looks like. So it was a Gladys.
Yeah, Wheatley from Portal 2.
Yeah.
He's kind of like, "Arr." And you can add whatever samples you want. So that's cool. You got the random play, so it's gonna play a random thing. Maybe turn it into a game or something. Be kind of neat. There's so many different features you could add to it. You could do an IoT board if you wanted to, and then make it trigger something else.
Train your dog. Hungry.
Yeah, you can have a train your dog. Yeah, add whatever samples you want. Make it into a prop from a different sci-fi show or cartoon, like the Aquanauts. You could 3D print a different diffuser. You can add vinyl to it. Do so many different things. And change it up seasonally. Maybe it could be Halloween sounds for Halloween, Christmas sounds for Christmas, or whatever holiday. Yeah, that's it. That's the project. Yeah,
It's cool. Kids love it already.
Yeah, check it out. Everything's open source. You can remix it. You can make it as is. If anything, get inspired to make some cool PropMaker projects with the Feather PropMaker RP2040. If you want to pick up any of the parts, get 10% off your order with Soundbox as the coupon code. Yeah, kids love it. Who doesn't love a big button that you can press? Okay, we got all the links sent, right?
All the links are in.
All the links are in. Good. Yes, the smoke detector works, says squid.jpg. Yep. Hopefully that's it. Hopefully no more to happen, because sometimes they have like 2 rounds of it. Yeah. All right. Prototype. We have a really quick one. We were tasked with creating a 3D printed case for the TRRS Trinkey boards. That's these AT dev boards here that have a TRRS jack, a stemma QT. It's a CMD21E18 chipset. It's got USB right on it. So Lamar thought, why don't you guys make a case for it? You know what's different about this case is it's resin 3D printed with a JLC PCB. And the idea is that we want to stock 100 of them and sell them in the Adafruit shop. This will be our first case that's 3D printed for one of our dev boards and will be sold in the shop. It doesn't make sense to do it ourselves with FDM parts, so we can create a nice order a nice batch from our friends at JLC PCB. So this is a simple snap fit case. The Trinky board just fits in there, and then the top cover has a little hole. It snap fits, of course, and locks in. You have a little hole here for the stemma QT if you want to add a different sensor. You have the TRRS jack. You got an Adafruit logo on the bottom there. It's sanded smooth already for us, and it comes in this white color. There's an onboard NeoPixel on there, so when you plug it in, it will diffuse it. Let me get one of these batteries and just plug it in just to show that the color does pop through. And then, of course, you can press the reset button with this little button there. So that's it. Pretty straightforward. Of course, we will have files for the regular FDM 3D printed version. You really can't tell the difference between these two until you start looking at that there's no layer lines, because this is printed in the SLA resin. And it's pretty strong. Heat resistant as well. A lot more heat resistant than PLA. PLA will melt eventually in the heat. But this stuff, like it withstands some good heat, and it's flexible, and you can do some really awesome details like this Adafruit logo down there.
Nice.
So we'll have files, of course, available so folks can make them themselves, but it'd be nice to start stocking some 3D printed cases in the store. So this is our first time doing that 10 years later. It only took 10 years to get here. Well, it's because like the services have gotten so good.
The price has gone way down.
Price has gone way down. So
And then the tolerance difference for this was
oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. So normally with an FDM 3D print, I do some like a 0.1 or 0.2 millimeter offset in between the mating faces. With this one, I had to do 2 versions. The first version was just as is, and they completely fell out. Like they don't snap at all. So what I ended up doing is putting no offsets. This is just as is. So for whatever reason, the resin or something just shrinks that 0.1 or 0.2 millimeters. So there is no offsets on this. It is just as is, mating faces and CAD. Like it's just like that. So there's no need for offsets. Maybe it's the scaling of it, because I've had stuff printed in resin before with the 0.2 offsets that work. Maybe it's the type of resin. We have the clear stuff.
I was going to say, is it because it was in with no color?
Could be. This is a this is from PCB Way, and it has snap fits as well. And this one has those offsets. You can see here, those click into place. This is that floppy case that we designed for the Adafruit Pi Portal. But again, it's different. It's different resin. It's a different 3D printer. So for whatever reason, the resin, the SLA stuff we used for this, it has more shrinkage. So that was interesting to know. I only went through two revisions before ordering 100 of them, but there you go. That's what it is. Put this somewhere here.
Or maybe like even down to the slicer that the nylon uses or whatever.
Yeah, that's
the resin is different.
Consider. Yeah. So just different things. You always want to do a test run before you order 100 of them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully these are all good to go. So see those in the store maybe next week.
Awesome.
Yep. All right.
Fast too, and getting all the parts out.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it takes about a week. All right. Pedro's got a shop talk. Let me switch over to Pedro's screen.
Oh, I think it'd be better after the time lapse, but yeah, we can go into that. It's pretty much just goes right into the time lapse of the filament that I use. Usually, when testing out new filaments, I'm always wary of like the cheapest filament that there is. So I tried a couple different ones, and it turned out the cheapest one was actually the best one. We're talking about the chromatic or the dual extruded filament. So it's like on one side it's purple, and on the other side it's like orange or gold in this case. It creates this really cool effect when you're like turning the dice tower around. Actually, I should change the camera.
I'll do it for you.
There we go. Yeah. So you can see here, I think the first one that came out was from Filamentum, and they're pretty pricey, and it takes quite a while to ship over. So I was quite happy to see that this $20 one shipping next day is very, very good. If you guys remember when we're doing time lapses, there's usually like a ton of like stringy like droopage or oozing leakage from when the printhead has to go and park itself to allow the time lapse picture to actually be taking, and there is none of that here. So I was quite surprised, especially since it's silk. And in our experience, the silk has always been super stringy and brittle and weak and very malleable, even after it's cooled down. And this one is just sturdy. There's no stringing on it. And it didn't fail. So definitely recommend that. Did you post? I think you posted the link.
Yep. I just posted links to the filament and the model on Colts 3D. But yeah, looks like some good stuff. I'm going to pick some up as well. They have a bunch of colors, I think.
Or promo for that. So yeah, it's dual colors silk PLA. Yeah, they got a couple different colors there. I went with the gold and the purple since I knew that looks pretty dang cool.
Yeah.
I like
Minimal
how
warping, no clogging, bubble free, raw material.
and it was the cheapest too, which again, super surprised.
Yeah, $25 if you have Prime,
Mhm.
and they have all these different combos of colors: black and green, black and purple, blue green, gold and copper. That's cool.
Oh, I get that one.
Dual gold and silver.
The gold and silver looks cool.
Yeah, I'm a fan of this like rose light blue thing going on.
And beyond that, just the way that they're making the
wow.
spool too. I really like that they're using cardboard instead of
Yes,
plastic, man.
I'm a fan of cardboard. Please, more manufacturers use cardboard.
Oh,
It's so much more eco-friendly because cardboard biodegrades.
yeah. And when you're done with it, you know, you just rip it apart and it's a lot smaller to stick in the recycling
Right.
bin.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of breaking down boxes to fit more boxes.
That's the only way I can fit it into the
Exactly.
bin.
So many good colors. Great find. Filaments can be tricky to find, but yeah, look at all these different color combos they have.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, check them out. They also have tricolor.
Oh wow!
They have the tricolor stuff too.
Nice. I'm gonna have to pick.
And
Wow.
it seems like it's all silky. Nothing's matte, but like you said,
Mhm.
don't worry about the
I'm not
bitterness.
avoiding any silk, but wow, after seeing the quality that came out of this,
Yeah.
I have to pick up more.
Yeah, this is great stuff. Great for vases and sculptures and
Mm-hmm.
I guess dice towers.
Vince is saying that, yeah, he switched from Protopass to the Hatchbox because couldn't deal with the plastic anymore. Yeah, anyone who's using the
Mhm.
cardboard spools is a winner.
Yep. I also noticed that the Everyone also switched to cardboard.
Yeah.
Their glitter PLA is excellent. I used their glitter PLA for this right here. This is Everyone's glitter and
Mhm.
glitter Galaxy Black, Silver, and
Yeah.
then this is I forget. I think this is Matter Hackers PLA build.
Mhm.
Maybe we can get Matter Hackers to start using cardboard. It is an older spool, so maybe they have already. I'm not sure. So yeah, good stuff. Very good stuff. We got a link. Grat It is the manufacturer name for the filament.
Oh yeah, let's not forget the actual print that it did is so cool.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Hold on, let me adjust that camera angle. It's so cool, the moving pieces to hide your dice in here. And
Yeah,
hide
it's so
a
cool.
bunch of the D, like not D20s, but like D10, D4, D4s.
All the dices.
All the different dice, like
Sorry, not dices. That's like saying mices.
dice. Yeah, but it's so cool the way that it goes in there and
Yeah, that's so cool.
hides and stores it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this iris on the top actually drop the dice to get your readings.
Yeah.
The assembly for this is super cool. Like it's a
it twists.
Screw. Yeah, it's just a screw. Footage of that. It's like a screw. And another good thing about this filament, the dimensional accuracy of it. Like I didn't have to do any tolerance
that's
changing.
Yeah.
Everything just fit perfect, and it printed on like 4 or 6 different printers, and they all matched.
That's great.
Freaking awesome. So let me do a quick little demo of that. Get some of these out of here. It looks so cool when you stick it on the top here. So instead of rolling, just have it go on there and you twist the top and kind of see the way the iris opens up. And there's your roll.
Woo, that's great.
So cool.
Yeah. That's cool.
You can see the way that the
yes. So what an inspirational mechanism.
So cool.
So beautiful. Love the textures. Great choice of filament. Let's go ahead and look at the 3D
so the only
time lapse.
Your negative of this, the only con of this is that it takes, oh my god, what do I put on there, like 50 hours or something?
Let's see.
Quite a while to print, but it's so worth it when you're done with it. Looks so cool.
All right, here it is. Looks like there's no supports, right?
So you can see here that the other filament that I used did fail on this.
Oh, so this isn't the new stuff. This is kind of the older.
Yeah, this is the other. So I tried like 3 different ones, and this is the one that I put on the time lapse because I thought that this one would be better, but it turned out it wasn't.
Yeah, and you had the printer had stroke. It hit one of the parts, so it broke off.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So definitely go with this one instead.
Yeah, the Gratz kit filament. Cool. Yeah.
Went print by, what was it again? I forget
Let's
the name.
see
3D
here.
Tech, right? It is
3D Tech Designs. Yep.
Yeah, excellent. It is a paid download, but worth every penny because it is so freaking awesome.
It's so well designed and thought out, and you want to support someone who models this stuff.
Oh man, I went through the profile. Like, oh, what else could I print?
Yeah, this is excellent build.
Man, look at the dual color one.
Yeah,
so cool. I remember we ordered some dice. Do you remember what happened to them? Like some actual resin dice?
Yeah, you're right. We did.
I
would check the stickers drawer. Maybe it's in there.
Okay.
That or what other project would have them?
Oh no.
Yeah, I know we ordered some of them for these type of projects.
Yeah. Otherwise, I'm just gonna have to print more of these.
Yeah, that's funny. You just have to print your own dice.
Yeah, because I like how the different shapes of them.
Right.
You can see the difference of them.
Yep. So it's a paid model, but check it out. We recommend it. It's
actually on sale when I bought it. I think it was only
really?
$100. Yeah.
Oh.
So definitely keep a lookout for that on Cults.
Yeah.
Sometimes they have them on sale for a little bit.
Very cool.
Yeah, a bunch of different color combos you can do. And, one thing he does show, we are using the real butter to get this super smooth motion.
Really?
So that is the one thing that I did have to add in addition. It's just the bearing oil, like for skate bearings.
Right. Yeah.
Wow, look at that rainbow one. Looks
the rainbow one. Yeah, this is a make posted up by Rotten Miniatures. Yeah. So all sorts of fun color combos. Recommend it. Very cool.
Oh wow, that black one looks.
Yeah, this black one is cool. Black to gold. That's a great transition. All right, I already dropped the link in there in Discord and YouTube and the other chats. So check those out. That is this week's Timelapse Tuesday. Excellent. Next up, let's go ahead and move on to Community Makes. First up, we're going to start off with another prop. This is the rat catcher from Suicide Squad movie. Was this recommended by PT? I think so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he told us go watch the movie and make the thing. Like, okay, cool. So
wow.
Yeah,
like
7 acts on Thingiverse posted up their amazing make.
I like the leather or whatever on there.
The weathering and the grip for the handle, the stand. Look at all the colors in the background. They definitely know how to paint stuff. They got the rat catcher model, and then a little bobblehead with the rats. So cute. Looks so good. It's really nice.
Something they made? It looks really good.
Yeah, the stand is something I suppose they made or you made. You didn't make the stand.
I didn't make the stand.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks great. The super great build. That's really nice to see.
Wow.
Itch love Ratcatcher too. The comment is in, I believe, German.
Does it let you translate it right there in the browser?
No.
Not yet.
Yeah, I'm using Chrome and it doesn't pick it up yet. But some of the printer settings, it was printed on a Bamboo P1P with supports with the raft and just a Bamboo Labs printer. No details on the filament. Otherwise, I suppose it was sanded and painted. Well, obviously it was painted, but I think it was sanded and stuff. But looks good. Very, very good. Awesome. Excellent build. Make from 7 Act on Thingiverse.
Wow.
After that, we got a Highland Shield from the Legend of Zelda video game series. This was posted up by the 45th Cat. Looks really good. And this is prior to painting and stuff. Looks like it was fresh out of the printer.
Wow.
What are these holes for? Did you do those holes?
Those holes are for...
Oh, we don't have those holes.
Oh, they're there. It shouldn't go all the way through though.
It shouldn't go all the way through. Yeah, that's weird, huh? Not sure about that. I'm just not realizing it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah,
All
none
right.
of the other makes have it. Huh.
Hmm.
Wonder what was up with the faces and the
Yeah, maybe even the slicer.
sliced.
Yeah. Huh. Anyway, we have another one. This is posted by Caleb, printed as a single piece length flat. You can see a lot of the layer lines, but my wife loved the texture. Bamboo, PLA, basic silver for the shield, and red matte and yellow for the other pieces. The background is painted with matte folk art blue acrylic paint.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, you can't see the layer lines, but it looks good.
Does look pretty good. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, the holes are correct on this model,
Mhm.
or at least as intended.
It looks like wood.
Yeah, it does. It's got like this wood texture because of the way it's printed flat, like you said.
Huh.
But it looks good. Yeah. No need to sand if you could just paint it, right?
Mhm.
Likes the texture.
Oh,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, very good. Nowadays, you can print the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, without having to glue the two halves together. Yeah. Did you make this in 123D or do you remember?
I don't remember.
I want to say, yeah, look, 123D.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was split. Yeah, we released this like in 2014 or 2013.
I feel like they brought it into somewhere to actually curve it. Because you see the way that
Maya?
maybe I brought it into Maya just to curve it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Nowadays, you got the emboss tool. You can just slap on any surface.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, that was fun. We used craft sticks to align it. That was like the technique, you know?
Huh?
These were the early days of 3D printing where people and makers were just figuring out what kind of techniques we could use.
Yeah, for this one, like just quickly thinking in my mind, like how would I do it now? I think I would do the same thing, maybe, or maybe just print the parts.
Just print the whole thing, no?
Yeah.
Just print
just print the whole thing
and just add supports. You got tree supports now. You can use custom supports now.
I think that's what I did. I did print like a smaller one for the kids, and
Yeah,
I was able to print in one go. And just added supports for the handle,
mm-hmm.
so the handle was part of it.
Yep. And then nowadays you have multi-material extruders that are like pretty good, especially with the bamboo machines. And now you can just print it all in the colors you want. I wanted to real quick show the video, but
I don't think
we don't have much time.
Yeah.
I wanted to see young Gavin. I'm sure he's in there. Oh no, it's me. Are you seeing this flickering?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we printed on a Type A machines.
Mm.
Yeah. Oh, the handle had supports because it was built in. Yeah. And you did some masking and stuff.
Oh my god, it was so much work with the mask.
A lot of work. Yep. Anyway, still super cool. A lot of people make it. If you want to make yours, you can make it. All right, and the last one to round it off, Sarah R posted up her make of the synth guitar, Circuit Python synth guitar with the PropMaker Feather,
Nice.
Neo keys, printed in this lovely purple and black combo. Nice NeoPixel backlit Neo keys, and then this is a cool use of those fancy.
All the build plates with the textures on them.
Yeah, what is it called? It's like a grating.
Yeah.
What is it called? Grating something.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, it gives you these cool holographic effects that's like iridescent when it catches the light just right. You get these beautiful colors. They come in different patterns. This is a great way to add color and texture to your 3D printed flat surfaces. So this is a good use of that. She has a long comment here. I'll kind of, the build went well. There was some issue with like wiring up one of the switches because it's always hard to showcase how to wire a switch with like 6 different terminals. And then when you're using all black wire, it's hard to differentiate them. That's basically what she's saying is like, it took a little bit to wire it up correctly. Otherwise, it was good.
Yeah, I've said it before. It's the oil-based Sharpie, the white oil-based Sharpie will work on the silicone wires, and oh my god, that saved so much in being able to identify what wire is what by just drawing right on it.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that or use like heat shrink, color heat shrink. I guess can help differentiate it.
Yeah, that would.
Yeah,
that'd be good.
Yeah, it's just because these two wires here, or these two switches, or I think one of the switches has it's a double pull, double throw.
Yeah.
We had that for switching from the onboard speaker to the headphones, and that was a little tricky. But otherwise, 5 stars. You know, the parts are all good and ready to print. It's nice seeing other folks print out a little fun synth guitar with the CircuitPython and the PropMaker Feather.
Dang, I know you sent me the link to the build plates that have that texture build on it that does that.
Yeah, there's some good videos to watch too if you want to see reviews of them.
Oh, I saw one pop up. Yeah, it was like the polygon looking one.
Yeah, the polygon one is really cool too. I want to get that one at some point. I forget what the trade-off was on them. There was something to like know. I don't know if it was like shelf life or something. If anyone in the comments has some quick goods and bads, pros and cons of using one of these beds, let me know.
That looks so cool though.
Yeah,
it fits that so well.
Yeah, it really does. Shout out to Sarah. Thank you so much for posting your make. That is all the makes this week. Okay. Let's see. Yanisco.
Those bouncy prints. Oh, the slide prints. Yeah, those are super cool. Oh yeah, Cruelty K2 Plus. Looks like they're good.
Yeah, it seems like to be like
let them battle it out with Bamboo.
Yeah, I know Bamboo has a sale going on. It's
a little
good. I really want to get me a Bamboo. I think come the holidays, I'll finally put an order in.
I think so, yeah.
And would you get a multi-material one or just your stock?
The multi.
Yeah, me too.
Right now, the only ones that do it is the Ultimaker S5 and the Ultimaker 3.
Yeah, and you get like 4, 5 colors.
Yeah,
seems like they really figured it out.
And then the slicing software, every like thing that I see uploaded now is in the
dual colors, or multicolor.
What is it? The M3F format that is for the Bamboo Studio. So it's like I can't even open this file.
Yeah.
So feeling left out there.
Yeah, I feel similar. This is what happened to us with the Cruelty printers back in like 2018 or 19, when everybody was getting Cruelty printers and they were really affordable, and we were still on the Ultimakers, and like the tolerances were just different. So all of our models were like more loose, and then we finally switched over, and
we had what is now the weirdo ones like Type A, which is out of business. What were the other ones? Oh my God, PrinterBot. We had a lot of PrinterBot ones.
Yeah, PrinterBot.
All different tolerances.
Yep. I think Taz probably has a similar thing. They're still using 2.85 millimeter diameter filament.
The Taz printers.
I think Delta printer was another one. The Delta bots. With the crazy spider arms.
Oh God, yeah, there's 2 of them. Orion 3D. I think there's
CME CNC. Yeah.
CME CNC. Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah, we've gone through so many
replicators. Yeah.
Yeah, the maker bots, of course. They were different.
Dang. I remember we had 12 that we gave away to Bill Binko. We're like, here, take these to the schools.
Let the kids you can donate them. Yeah.
Because they all worked.
They all work. Yeah.
It was just the tolerance for them.
We're a little different. Yeah. 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 I think the Bamboo's definitely next up, especially for just printing faster. The accelerated printer stuff is just,
man, that would have helped.
It takes so long to print this case. Right, Adabot?
And that's what's been killing me with the time lapses. I'll start one like this one. I started last week. Wednesday afternoon is when you sent it to me. Bro,
Yeah.
I didn't finish it until like Monday
Mhm.
afternoon.
Yep.
Like with the edit and all that, and just assembling it. Jeez.
Yeah. All right. We're all convinced. We're gonna move on to
Need
bamboo.
speed.
All right. Well, that's gonna do it for the show. We went a little bit over, but we just wanted to give you some thoughts on printers because it is a 3D printing show.
Yeah, I mean, any questions we would have answered it too.
Exactly, yeah. So again, support your maker habit, support Adafruit with the coupon code Soundbox. It'll get you 10% off your order. We'll have another one later tonight and another one tomorrow with JP's workshop.
I was hoping.
Later.
Excellent.
Oh yeah. What? Later tonight, back-to-back shows, starting off with show and tell. We invite you to come on, share your project, share your ideas, share whatever you got working on. Retro tech, it's all fun.
Even like a tour of your workspace.
Yeah, we haven't seen a workspace tour in a while. Or come on by with your electron microscope and share some interesting engravings.
That's so cool.
Yeah, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time is when it starts. Come on by a little bit earlier, 10 minutes earlier, to get an invite link to the StreamYard on Discord. And then at 8 p.m. Eastern time, ask an engineer. Tomorrow is John Park's workshop. Starts at 4 p.m. Eastern. Friday is deep dives with either Scott or Tim, Foamy Guy. Starts at 2 p.m. Pacific or 5 p.m. Eastern. Nothing on Saturday and Sunday. Sunday is from the desk of Lady Ada. Nothing on Saturday, but Sunday is Lady Ada. Monday is
maybe soon in July.
Yeah. We'll hear more as we get closer to the date. Lamar and PT will let us know when shows change.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Mondays there's Circuit Python weekly community meetings with folks in the community on Discord. Tuesday is JP's product pick of the week, where you can get up to 50% off select items.
Mm-hmm.
And then wrapping right back to Wednesday with the 3D Hangouts. There's our show. Before we go,
bro, bring that back up, because we were talking about the Taz printer.
Oh yeah, the Taz printer's still there. Yeah.
We need to redo this shop, man.
What kind of printer do you want?
I don't know.
I would like a bamboo there because they have a nice square body.
I like that. Yeah.
Our Cruelties are pretty much the same frame kind of looking thing where the bed moves.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know.
The only other one that looks aesthetically like, clean and modern would be like the Ultimakers, but now they feel kind of old too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even though they're still really good. Like I haven't had to do any leveling on it since I can't even remember when.
Yeah, and they don't have like the mesh leveling, huh?
No, the S does.
Oh, that's right, it does.
Mm-hmm.
The S5, yeah. Yeah. All right. What I was gonna say one more. Oh yeah, programming note. This is the last show. Not the last show, but we're taking a summer vacation. I'm going down to Florida to hang out with Pedro and family. June 19th to the 27th. So that means no show for the next 2 weeks. And we'll return in July.
Oh, wow.
So we are going on a well-deserved vacation.
God, I'm going crazy.
Can't wait. I'm looking forward to hang out. Go in the pool.
Stop working. Like, what is going on?
Yeah. So if you're already on vacation, enjoy your time. But we'll be back in July, and we're off the next 2 weeks. So we won't see us until then.
We'll be if you follow us on the socials, you can see stuff we're working on or posting about.
Yeah. Thank you very much, everybody. We'll miss you, but we'll be back in July. Yay. Everybody's saying enjoy the vacation. Thank you so much, folks. We really appreciate you guys coming on and joining us live. We'll be back. Until then, remember to make a great day.
See you in July.
Bye, folks.